Christmas. It's Christmas. I got this good old X-Duel chest from our good old friends at Bushy Road. Look at them. They even sent me a little gift card. Oh, happy holidays. Thank you for continued support from Bushy Road. Good old guys, they sent me a little Christmas present of the new set because they're like, hey Austin, you know what we need you to play for meta? Chaos and Thunder Empire. Because those are the best decks in ever. Everyone loves playing them. Kinda. You know. But hey, you know what? These are actually really cool. Because it comes with two fancy old decks. And got the flags everyone really wanted. Which I think actually look really cool. And I actually get to see them. I have for you today the two Thunder Empire and Chaos decks. I'm going to look over them. I'm going to check them out, see how they, I guess, are card quality wise. I'm going to see some things that I might have used or would consider using in the future. What you should pick up. Kind of like an overall view of the meta and how things are going these days. And use this opportunity to kind of give you guys some knowledge, my kind of thoughts this year. Which I think I will start with Thunder Empire. Yeah, I'll start with these guys. Actually, yeah, start with Thunder Empire. Okay, so let's see. How do you open these bad boys up? I don't actually know. So, if you don't know yet, Bushy Road is releasing a little double trial deck thing going on, where it comes with the Chaos and Thunder Empire flag and the entire deck builds. And I actually can't open. Nick, cut to this. Alright. Thank you, Nick. Now I'm just gonna fast forward through it, right? I'm gonna actually cut. My boy. Alright guys, I got all these cards, look at them, boom. So, these are the Thunder Empire and Chaos worlds here. As you can see, the Chaos and Dragon Emperor things. Very slick looking, have the two characters on them. And both have the flags on the back, which were Japanese only for a while. This came to America on the first English release of the card. But we haven't had this, so this is cool. It's really nice to have. So if you want to have the backings, there you go. You buy these. As for the cards themselves, here's some really cool cards to check out. Of course, there's the two boss monsters. Some of the cards that I'd probably consider playing or would play. This is the new bots, and this is the new Gear God. They're both very shiny. So, this is Boss the Lightning. Kind of hard to see because he's so shiny, but he's put on top of Thunder Empire and pay a gauge. Has Soul Guard double attack. At 4 less life, you gain a crit. And his overturn is pay 1 gauge, pay 1 life at the beginning of your attack phase. Destroy all cards on your opponent's field and deal damage equals to cards destroyed. So this is pretty decent effective, not defensively, attacking. So when you're attacking, you can destroy all your opponent's stuff, your their items, set spells, any monsters in the center, any monsters on the side, burn damage for any cards that could have been destroyed, and then there you go, start attacking. So with 4 less life, he's going to be a 3 crit double attacker, so that's 6 damage. And usually his overturn will destroy about 3 cards, probably, maybe 2. Unless like all their cards are being protected by new stuff. So he's a pretty good card. I would actually consider like actually playing him as like a 2 or 3 of, maybe. You want to try if you want to try him out, give him a shot. He looks very nice, buddy rare, and his effect is pretty decent for clearing the board and having a little bit more control over the game. That way, at least if you don't end the game, you know they have a hard time building it back up. Or sometimes you can clear out their defense and clear out like against the Chaos matchup. You can get rid of all their monsters. So Gear God has no one to protect. It says he has to destroy size 3s. And most size 3s are going to die to this card. And they're going to take burn damage too, which is always nice. So most burn damage can't be prevented yet. There's some cards that reduce damage, but not many. So this is a new Gear God. He's really hard to see. You gotta shine the light on him. I almost can barely see him. He's just so foily. They're so very nice, but so foily. Which is probably like my favorite part about this game, is just the foils. They look so good. So this Gear God, Soul Guard, Chaos Territory, you put him on top of a monster, any number of monsters, and pay 3 gauge. He's a size 90, so you're not going to be playing with other size 3 Gear Gods, but you know, or size 30 Gear Gods, but still, he's a good card to play as like a 2 of if you want to. You can always search him out, maybe even a one of. You can give him a shot. There's going to be a new size 90 Gear God coming out in set 4. So make sure you can check that card out. You might like that one a bit better than this one. But his overkill is you discard a card from hand at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase. You destroy all monsters on your opponent's field and you gain life equal to the number of cards destroyed. His overturn, or overkill rather, is okay. I don't think you really want to play it that much for his overkill because there's a lot of monsters in this game that can't be destroyed by card effects. Like bots, like a lot of old bots can't be destroyed by card effects. So he'll destroy like 2-3 cards maybe, probably even 1. But you at least gain life, which is okay. Being able to call a monster when he enters the field, though, like he calls a size 3 or less chaos monster from your drop zone, and that's actually pretty nice. There's another Gear God that does that already, but now you have multiples that can do this. I'd probably use this as a one of, maybe, if you want to have some matchups where you can just blow all their stuff away. Against stuff like Black Dragons, this is kind of nice because you can destroy 3 monsters and just gain 3 life off it. And it's quite nice. Card can't be nullified as well. Overkills can't be nullified, so it's a really good time. I would consider it maybe. You know I search it, so that's good. Here we have some of the new cards. New Thor. He's a big guy. You can use him in Prism Dragons mainly because he has move. So if they try and move your monster from the center to the side, which has been a big problem for Prism Dragons, you just move Thor to the center again. You can see some of his effects here. Your Prism Dragons and Thunder Empires cannot be destroyed by card effects. This means in a Prism Dragon deck, he'll protect your boots, which is always very sad when you lose them through card destruction. So because of that, he's pretty nice. Definitely a card I would consider playing in Prisms. Probably won't play in Thunder Empire though. New Takosuke. If you're playing a Takosuke deck, more support. He's pretty decent in Thunder Empire. You can use his effect even when you're not on ride. So when you attack, you pay a gauge, you declare a monster spell, you look at your opponent's hand, and if that monster spell is there, then he gains a crit and double attack. So he becomes a 4/2/2 double attacker. That's pretty decent, but the thing is you look at your opponent's hand, which is kind of nice sometimes. And you can use him as a ride too, so Thunder Empire has a ride now. And I'll have 2k defense, which is like okay. But mainly you'd be using him for his effect, and since he's a size 1, you can call him for free and just beat with him. He's decent. Definitely a card you can consider. So this is a new Duel Jaeger. 2 gauge, gains a crit for every monster in soul, and then you can use overturn and discard a card from hand during your main phase, and you check top 5 cards, put them into soul. So that's pretty good. He becomes a 10/2/5, Soul Guard, Penetrate, and just 5 cards in soul. So you have to kill him 6 times. I would definitely use him in a Dragon Chief Emperor deck, but I would not use him in Thunder Empire. But if you're playing Dragon Chief Emperors, it's definitely a cool card that you got. New Overturn. He's not the best, but he's not the worst. He's pretty decent. You can resend him with the spell that resends Dragon Chief Emperors, and if he has like at least like probably gonna get a few monsters in the soul for his effect. So he'd be like a 5 crit and just swing 3 times with the spells that resend himself, and boom, we got 15 damage. And he has Penetrate, so that's good. Decent wall as well to sit on. New Magical card, yay! Magic got support finally. So this one's pretty good. It's another X goodbye. Pay a gauge, return one of your monsters to hand. Then you can return one of your opponent's monsters to hand. So you can use this to protect like your bots during your opponent's turn, and then you get rid of their stuff as well. And you can bounce stuff like your opponent's bots and maybe Gear Gods unless you use Chaos Drain. But overall, it's like a really good card. I definitely run like 2 or sideboard them at least. So one of the cards I consider playing if you're playing Thunder Empire. If you're playing Magic World, it's another card you can consider. Your monsters might die more, but it's still a cool card. It protects your own monsters as well. And so that's always nice to use. On to the Chaos. Here are some of the Chaos monsters I'd use from this set. This is Chaos Orsa Kleins. When he enters, you choose 2 monsters and a spell from your drop zone and you bottom deck them. If you do, you gain a gauge, gain a life, and you draw 1 card. That's always nice. So you use that to basically start ramping up your gauge, your life, and your just drawing abilities. In Chaos, this lets you filter more. You gain your gauge and basically gets you call-free monsters. And in Adventures, you can use this to actually have some more gauge and draw for a bit until we get the next set that comes out. So this will be a decent card to play in Dungeon for a while. This is a new Chaos Zodiac. So Zodiac got Chaos form. Looking pretty wild, pretty cheap, and he's pretty cool. So as you can see, he's pay 1 gauge. When his card in his field, you put a card from your drops into the card's soul. Has Soul Guard. monster in front can't stand, and he has gravity rest. So gravity rest is a bit hefty in Chaos, but if he's on the side, your opponent's boxes can't stand in front of him after they attack, so they have to clear it. And since it has Soul Guard, it's going to be a bit hard to kill. His stats are decent, and he's pretty cheap to call, plus he looks cool. I probably wouldn't play him in Zodiac, but I definitely would consider him at least a sideboard for Thunder Empire in the Chaos deck. Here's a new Chaos Sergei. This card is really, really good. When this card is destroyed, you can call a Crew Trooper or a Chaos monster from your hand without paying its call cost, or you can call it from the soul of a monster by paying its call cost. So you can let this die, and then you can call either a Crew Trooper if you're playing Satsuki, or you can call a Chaos from either the soul somewhere, or you can call it from the hand, like call a new Gear God from hand, and then call this back using this guy right here. So he dies, call him, he comes back, and then Chaos Drain him, call something else. Like, it's a good time, you know. Very, very, very good card. I would definitely consider running at least a few copies of this, at least 2. Has Penetrate as well. His stats are pretty decent. I really like this card. And last card I'd probably play from this set is the new Chaos Death Talakad. He's a 3 gauge call cost. When this card will leave the field, you may put a total of 3 monsters or deep from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck in any order, and if you do, remains on the field. So basically, you don't have to play too many of these copies of this card. You consider like 2 of. And once he's on the board, he's going to be really, really hard to get rid of. In a deep deck, you can just call him, and then he'll just stay for a while. And in a Chaos deck, you can call him and he'll just stay for a while. He has double attack, so he's kind of a threat, actually. When this card will leave the field, so that means if you use him alongside Chaos Territory. Oh, not him. Wrong one. My bad. He has Chaos Territory and Soul Guard, so you cannot Chaos Drain with him. But there are other Gear Gods in previous sets and in future sets. They're going to have Chaos Drain. Chaos Drain allows you to, of course, destroy one of your size 3 or lowers and remains on the field. So you use this, you put total of 3 monsters back to your deck. He remains, so he keeps surviving. You can't get rid of him at that point. Eventually, your opponent's going to run out of monsters, so yeah, you will be able to get rid of him soon. And he only has 3k defense, so he's easy to attack. But you know, he's going to be there for a few attacks, and he can survive for a while, so he's really cool because of that. And honestly, because of his ability to keep Gear God alive, and through his Chaos Drain is definitely a reason I consider running this card. So nice to have at the very least. Other stuff in this set have the got these Gear Gods and Thunder Empire stuff. These stuff are alright. I don't know if I play the other Chaos and other Thunder Empire stuff. They're decent. Oh, whoops. Yeah. So they're pretty decent, but like I don't really think I play them. But these cards right here are definitely cards that you're definitely going to want to play. If you're playing any other worlds, if you're playing Thunder or you're playing Thunder Empire, pick these cards up. If you're playing Magic or you're playing Ancient, you definitely want to get these cards. So they have a lot of incentive to buy this set if you're playing multiple different worlds. For example, we even got like a new defensive spell for Dungeon. Like, it's cool stuff. There's definitely gonna be a lot of cards here. So I'm going to actually do a fight video so you can see some of the cards in action and see if you like them or not. But the cards I showed you earlier on in the video are cards I'd probably play if I was going, or cards I would consider playing if I was going to go to like a tournament myself, or I was just making like, you know, a deck that I want to use at like a local tournament or even higher up. And definitely cards I'd look into buying. Other than that, I'm going to get on a fight video of Chaos versus Thunder Empire, so see you in a second.